Well, good morning.
Morning.
Got a big day ahead of you, huh?
Yeah, got a busy day.
We want to give everyone a... So, of course, you're going to finish the garden. That's on this docket, but you also got something else going on today.
Today is disbudding day for Betsy's babies, or at least the boys. Rosie's horn buds, if she even has them, are really, really, really tiny. And so she's not ready to be disbudded, but she's still going with us because of her legs. We're going to go and get them addressed today. So she's going to get them wrapped up so that we can hopefully get them to grow straight. So that is currently the plan. And Betsy still is not nursing the babies well. They didn't have empty bellies this morning, which means that she did nurse them at least some during the night. But this morning she kept running away from them, wouldn't let them nurse. So David restrained her and got the babies fed. And then, like, 2 minutes after that, she stood and let Rosie nurse for 30 seconds. So it's very sporadic, very inconsistent. Don't know what's going on. So I don't know. I'm going to take her along too and see if she decides to be a good mom and let them nurse. But that's the plan for the day. Fortunately, we have at least one goat in milk, so that if we need to switch the babies over to bottles, we've got milk coming in. So it helps to have something to fall back on. Anyway, let's get started on this day. Good morning, everyone. So today is not the day that we filmed before. The other day I was milking Jane, and David asked me for my plan for the day, and that plan changed very quickly because my sister went into labor, and so I was gone for that. And we were not able to be in the hospital, but there was a lot of the up in the air, what are we doing? And so the whole day just kind of got away from us. But good news is I have a new baby nephew. Yay! And everyone's doing great. But that means that all my mulching has been pushed back by a couple of days, because even yesterday I wasn't able to get back to everything because, you know, you're waiting during the day for the heat, and then evening comes and you've got other obligations and stuff and you just can't get to it. Life happens. So I'm going to just bust a move and try and get it done here this morning, even though the sun is already touching the front beds over there. So I'm going to try and do this as fast as possible. It really isn't going to take that long, so we're just going to get her done. Okay, so I managed to get these done before it got really hot out. So hopefully this will help with some of the issues I've been having with water. We'll get some good growth out of these things. The tomatoes are going a little crazy. They are now taller than I am. Granted, they have a boost from the ground, but they're planted pretty deep, and those are, well, higher than my head reaches, so they're doing well. Now, since it has been a couple of days since I last filmed anything, I said that little Rosie's legs were growing crooked and we were going to have her assessed. We did. We took her in to my goat mentor while we also got her brothers disbudded. Little Rosie has no discernible horn buds yet, so she did not get disbudded. And with all her other issues going on, I'm not sure we would have wanted to just yet anyway. But she had her legs looked at, and we decided to put on some leg braces. So she's got vet wrap with some rigid plastic to help her legs have that support so that they can grow straight. And she does okay. She gets around on them. Obviously, it's a little clumsier than if she was walking on her own feet, but as it was with her legs being crooked, she was not happy. She was in pain. So she seems to be in less pain. She can get around okay. It's maybe a little awkward for her to try and lay down, but she's figuring it out. And we've also been supplementing all 3 babies in Betsy's litter with milk from Jane, because she's producing enough that we can give them a bottle or even 2 every day, kind of just on an as needed basis. We just check their little bellies and see if they feel full or not. If they feel empty, then, or maybe not empty, but if they feel low, then we go ahead and top them off with a bottle, because Betsy's problem is flat out a supply and demand issue. We have assessed her. She doesn't have anything wrong with her. It's just that it could just be that it's her first freshening. There are some does that in their first freshening they just don't produce well, and that seems to be Betsy's case. So she is not rejecting the babies. The problem is that the tank is empty and they keep trying to nurse and it hurts. So when she has milk in there, she stands and they nurse. So we're just helping her, supporting her by supplementing the babies with some of Jane's extra milk. And sometimes I've given them bottles, and a few times I've just put Jane on the stand and restrained her and just let them nurse from her, because it's way easier than messing around with a bottle, getting the temperature right, having to force feed it to them, because they're in that age bracket where they're used to mom now. They don't readily take a bottle. So it's just easier sometimes to just restrain Jane and let them nurse off of her. We have not had any issues with Betsy rejecting them because they smell like Jane. That's been a non-issue, so that's great. But I can give you guys a little peek here at dear little Rosie's legs. So there's little Rosie with her wraps on. She doesn't like them very much, but I don't know of any kid that likes wearing corrective footwear. Oh, Rosie. So, she manages to get around. She doesn't have sores at the top of her legs or anything like that. She's even tried to do a couple of little play hops once or twice. So that tells me for sure that she's feeling better, because before she wasn't even trying. She was just in too much pain with her knees going out. So she's feeling better, and her injections we're getting close to the end, and then we can be done poking her every day, twice a day. She doesn't like that. But here you can see her belly is not empty, but it could be fuller. What we've been doing with Betsy, as well as supplementing the babies, is that we give Betsy some separation from her babies for a few hours. It gives her udder a chance to fill up, because it's possible that the babies just keep her so drained that basically the duct hasn't had a chance to fill and be full in order to send that signal that it needs to expand in size. So if we give her a chance to fill her udder, let the babies give her a break, then she might increase her production. And I've already seen that she does have a little bit more production just from giving her those little breaks. So we're making it work. Hi, baby. I do want to let you guys know that none of our 6 babies have been spoken for yet. We've had a couple of interested people, but nobody who's willing to commit because of just the way things have been with coronavirus. Things get tight for everyone financially. We have 6 babies that are all going to need a home here in the next few weeks. We have 4 boys and 2 girls. Jane's litter is, let's see, they are almost 6 weeks old. And then Betsy's are just about a week and a half old.
These little guys are playing in an indoor pen because they are being, well, they're being fed inside temporarily. Amanda will kind of have to explain all that.
And over here, Miss Little Rosie was getting hot outside.
Yes, Miss Rosie with her little peg legs.
So we brought her inside and put her in the pen, and the boys were jumping on her, so we took her out.
Why? Having loads of fun sliding around on the tile.
Oh, wipe out.
TJ and George Washington. Dominance games. Wow, that hurt. What happened?
Oh, I let the boys go outside and Eleanor, the smallest baby in the other litter, I think she's just used to not having anyone smaller than her, so she plays extra rough. She was flinging him.
She's like, I like a strong woman. Oh, not that strong. All right, so what are you working on there, honey?
I'm working on a bottle for the babies.
So what is your process? And apparently you didn't do it 100% right this time.
Oh, well, I got a little distracted watching the boys playing, so it got a little bit too warm. So what I did is I poured it in the bottle, and then I just have it sitting in a cool water bath, and then stir it and check the temperature regularly to make sure that it's not too hot, not gonna burn the babies.
Did it get up to 185 degrees? Because we could just put some vinegar in it and shake it up and make some cheese. Just saying. I saw a video on that.
I don't think it got quite that hot. We're almost there. It's almost cool enough.
Oh.
Who's gonna go first? Let's see, TJ's usually the hungriest one. I know. He says, no, don't put things in my mouth. I know. I know.
Why are you shivering?
There we go. Yeah.
So you're using the red Pritchard tea. Yet red and yellow one is a softer nipple. Really, I think it's lamb sized.
I think that it's a little bit smaller because these babies have smaller mouths than your standard lamb.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And you were telling me about when you cover their eyes, that is done to comfort them because they're used to it being dark. Is that right?
So when they go to nurse from their mom's belly casts a shadow over their face. So mimicking that means they have that instinct to start suckling.
And they're a little bit, I mean, we want to imitate that as much as possible because they're still on the mom when she will allow them to be and has milk available.
Yeah,
So.
she's just underproducing milk-wise, so.
No, you can't chew your cat.
And they're a little bit more of a fight than your standard bottle raised baby because they're older.
Mm-hmm.
He's not done. His belly's not quite full. He just wants to go play.
So if you're into bottle raising babies, the way that we've been told to judge whether they're full is when you squeeze the baby, he should feel like a ripe Haas avocado. So if you're squeezing them and they're not all the way full, then they're going to be hungry a lot sooner. So it's really important that these kids be getting all the nourishment they can.
Especially this one.
Yeah, right now Betsy is only producing
There we
around
go.
2 ounces, a little less than 2 ounces of milk total. And that is about what each of these kids need. So really she should be producing like at least 6 ounces minimum. That's just not happening. So we're supplementing with Jane's goat milk. how
What
he
a
takes
good
to
auntie.
it.
This one fights more.
That
Well,
one?
he is George Washington.
Yes.
Georgie.
He's a fighter.
You can call him Washington.
But
or
once he
George.
gets on, then he's like, yes, please. Come on. I know. You can feel he's stronger too. Just in general, his jaws. Come on. I know.
Yeah, he's more developed overall. We took them to get disbutted and went through that process, and the folks that were helping us, Nige specialists for days, they were talking about just how advanced how his horns were, and he was very ready to be disbutted because
Come on. Well, open up.
they were well advanced already.
I know you're hungry. Oh, you're stubborn.
What's stubborn mean?
Strong-willed. There we go. It's in there. All right, come on.
Is he chewing it?
No, he's sucking now.
No, you can't climb on my lap. I already have one baby on.
I told you. What you got going? You okay? You done? You did take quite a bit. Dry my hands off. Oh, that feels like a fuller belly. Well, and she's in general just a little bit rounder because she's got less room for her insides. So her insides just take up more space. All right, you're okay, baby girl. There we go. Come on. You're all right. And if she'll flat out refuse, I'll throw Jane on the stand and make her nurse off of Jane.
Is she refusing?
No, I'm just giving her a break. She is not drinking from this bottle.
Okay.
Well, then I'll put her on Jane. She's a little more resistant to a bottle, but she's licking milk off my wrist. So, I mean, I know she's hungry. She's just resistant to the bottle. Okay.
She knows what it is. Are you gonna milk her?
Yeah, there's milk in there. All right. Pull her leg up so she can't kick.
And she starts to move.
She does not appreciate it.
Tumble.
Rosie, right off the stand.
You do not want to go for that one next to.
You could have gone for the side where, you know, there's more space. There we go.
She's losing a lot of hair again.
Yeah, I think that's just Jane's MO. When she's in milk, she balds.
Last year, did she do that?
Yep. She lost a lot of weight last year and went bald, so I thought that it was related to the weight, but she's not having that problem this year and she's still balding.
So maybe it's just. I don't know.
Don't go off the stand. There we
She's
go.
done. Or almost.
So the reason I pick up this back foot is she can't kick if she's only got 3 legs to stand on. So she doesn't appreciate having her milk taken by somebody not her kid. But there's not a whole lot she can do about it. And Rosie especially has so many things she's got to fight. We want to make sure she gets all the milk she can, so if we can't get her to willingly take a bottle, This
We'll
is plan
just do
B.
it again.
Meanwhile, Betsy's over here just enjoying the shade with the babies. Now these are Jane's babies, of course, but we got some nappers. What's up, bud? How are you? Just hanging out. Got the Colonel. Nice jump, bud. And oh, look at you, Eleanor, pretty girl. And Jade. Hello. That was my foot. Grass is coming along nicely. And here is the final hay mulching that Amanda did to kind of protect from the heat. This garden is nuts. What do you got there? You got a cookie?
I got her a...
I'd rather have a tomato.
She's already done that with that tomato. Thank you.
Dang.
And Jane's gotten a lot more oomph this year.
Oomph?
She's just more aggressive this year. She's always been food aggressive toward the chickens, but this year I'm noticing she's a lot more aggressive toward Betsy. And Betsy used to be the boss goat, so it's really weird seeing their dynamic shift.
Betsy's like, I'm gonna go chill over here in the sunshine.
So that's kind of what we're doing right now with the babies with regard to feeding them the extra milk, supplementing them, trying to make sure that they're growing and staying full. The boys I'm really not that concerned about. It's mostly Rosie, who's already got so many things she's got to overcome. Being small, having pneumonia, and now she's got the crooked legs. So she really needs all that extra nutrition. And she doesn't play yet, but it's understandable. She's got a lot of stuff going on. She needs to rest and heal. So the day that she finally romps is gonna be a day that I'm like, oh, it's done, we did it. Like, oh, this little goat has been consuming my mind. Hi, buddy. Willoughby really wanted to be held. He's a snuggle goat. Hi, buddy. You know you're a snuggler. Anyway, these guys are doing great. They're super healthy, super strong, super fat. Huh? Yeah, you're fat. But yeah, so these guys will probably be ready to be weaned here in the next, let's see, they're 5.5 weeks old. So in the next 3 to 4 weeks, probably they'll be weaned and they'll be ready to go to their new homes, which is crazy. I can't believe time's already flown by. We have a Facebook page that you can go to, and you can personal message me, and we can definitely start that conversation if anybody is interested in these little guys. They're super sweet, very friendly. And yeah, I would love to start that conversation with any one of our viewers. That would be just super cool. Oh, buddy. Anyway, as always, this is your urban nerd with a goat herd, telling you can grow where you're planted.
The goats apparently like to sit by me.
You're their personal jungle gym.